Marjorie Taylor Greene is about to lie to you. I know, big shocker, right? She just posted on Twitter that she's on her way to a skiff to view the FBI's FD 1023 form that proves that there's a pay-to-play scheme between Joe Biden and someone. Well, what the FD 1023 is whenever an FBI agent talks to a confidential source, they take down this information and put it on this form. And then they follow up on it. Well, this agent followed up on it and couldn't verify any of the information, so it didn't go any further. If it could, they would have opened up what's called a preliminary investigation, and then if they could have gone any further, it would have been a full-on investigation. This is the Justice Department under William Barr when Donald Trump was president, by the way. Now, the Department of Justice has a policy on these forms that says, and I quote, "It strictly limits when and how confidential human source information can be provided outside of the FBI." This has been in place for decades. The FBI is under the Department of Justice, which is its own separate branch of government, as it should be, and there are checks and balances, like there should be. Now, Marjorie Taylor Greene, you weren't bitching and moaning when the January 6th committee couldn't get any information or any help from the Department of Justice, were you? You weren't complaining a whole lot of times when the Trump administration wouldn't help the January 6th committee. There are a lot of times where you weren't complaining. And now, just yesterday, just to show how much Congress is getting done under Marjorie Taylor Greene and her Freedom Caucus, they refused to even do a procedural vote, this is the first time in over a decade where something like this couldn't have gotten done, because her Freedom Caucus is upset that the debt ceiling bill, which has nothing to do with the budget, wasn't to their liking. Now, this is so that the country could pay the money that was already spent and approved. If you're upset with the budget, deal with it when the budget comes up. Don't slash money to veterans, which what they wanted to do would have done. Don't take money from infrastructure, which Infrastructure Week turned into a joke under Trump. Now, Marjorie Taylor Greene is going to lie to you and say that she saw information that proves that Joe Biden took money. It does not. It doesn't prove anything. It proves that an FBI agent was told that this happened. It also proves that this agent followed up on that information and couldn't verify any of it. That's why an investigation wasn't opened up. Otherwise, do you honestly think that the Justice Department under Bill Barr and his hand-picked FBI director would not have followed up on this? They would not have done anything they could have to throw anyone under the Obama administration under the bus? Give me a break. Are you fucking serious? Now, meanwhile, the only thing that they could have gotten done yesterday after blocking everything was they passed a bill that prevented the Biden administration from banning gas stoves. This is all that they got done yesterday. The only thing. When back in January, Biden came out himself and said, "I've got nothing wrong with gas stoves. I'm not going to do anything, no executive order. I'm not going to request Congress does anything. I like gas stoves. I like my gas stove. It's America's favorite kitchen appliance." I understand that there was a study that came out and said that there are some issues with gas stoves. This should be investigated. There maybe should be improvements done with gas stoves. But I like gas stoves. This is what the Biden administration did. He's got no plans on banning gas stoves. This is the only thing that Congress did yesterday. Well, the House did yesterday. Meanwhile, the Senate today, they're talking about how creepers on social media are attacking our children. They're talking about ways that they can prevent this from happening and that they can prevent child pornographers from and creeps from going after our children on Twitter, on TikTok, on Facebook. And as long as Elon Musk doesn't try and say this is impending free speech, they're going to find a way to stop people from doing this on Twitter. So, Marjorie Taylor Greene, don't say that this proves anything. You know what? In the immortal words of Representative Dan Goldberg, I'm here to get shit done. So you know what? Why don't you stop doing all this and start getting shit done? Isn't this what you were elected for? Your so-called Freedom Caucus, feel free to get something done. Stop getting in the way of progress. Why don't you start getting something done? Isn't this what you were elected for? Now, whenever any of you go and vote, look at who you're voting for. Look at if they're actually getting anything done for you. I'm not telling you who to vote. I'm not telling you who to vote for. I'm not telling you how to vote. I'm telling you to vote, and I'm telling you to pay attention to who gets shit done. If they are willing to work with the other party, if it's a Democrat willing to compromise and work with the other party so that they can have the other party compromise and work with them, then fine. They got some shit done. They got shit done for you. But don't listen to people who are going to lie to you and say that they read something that wasn't verified, that proves something. It proves nothing. It proves that someone said something. That's it. That's all that happened. And Marjorie Taylor Greene is going to come out and say that she got proof of something that never happened. It was followed up on. It proves nothing. And yet again, Marjorie Taylor Greene is going to be talking out of her ass. Again. She's not going to get anything done. She needs to start getting shit done. Now, if you want to hear me talk about people who are actually going to try and get shit done, please like and subscribe. I'll talk to you next time.